Class is in session. MLB hitting the book show Wednesday, June 25th. Ian Cameron and Connor Mack with you, ready to break down the remainder of the Wednesday card. We do have a few games already off the board, afternoon games, but we got the rest of the slate on lockdown for you, and we'll begin with Texas and Baltimore. We got Jacob deGrom on the mound for the Texas Rangers. He's obviously been pretty good for them this year. We'll see if he can continue that form here tonight, taking on Brandon Young, getting the nod here for the Orioles. Texas minus 150 road favorites, 8 being the total here in this game. Rubber match. Both teams have won a game so far in this series. I think you definitely have to give a clear starting pitching advantage, though, here tonight to the Texas Rangers with deGrom. He's had a really, really strong season overall, 2 runs or less in his last 5 starts, 2.08 ERA in the last 5 starts for Jacob deGrom. So certainly turning back the clock and giving Rangers fans a bit of the glimpse of what this guy looked like when he was in his prime with the Mets many years ago. I can't say that about Brandon Young. Brandon Young is someone that's going to get a bit of a spot start here, but pretty bad numbers this year. 8 innings pitched, 8.7. He's given up 6 runs, 11 hits in those 8.7 innings, a 6.23 ERA, which just isn't very good. So it definitely feels like it's Texas or pass for me. Before the line move, I did get in at minus 145, I think is the price I got with Texas. A small bet because the price isn't great, but I feel it's a clear advantage here for Texas. Still worth playing, albeit a smaller bet. C-Mac, anything here, Rangers, Orioles?
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, the only issue, can they take advantage? The Rangers, this team's, bottom all hitting, but bottom against righties. Can they get to Brandon Young? I think he'll be all right as long as he kind of keeps the walks down. That's been the trouble in these basically 2 outings he's had. He had 5 and 3. In both those games, he gave up 3 runs. I think deGrom will be solid here. Kind of how he's been going. He's just 5 or 6 innings, gives up maybe a couple. So, yeah, the price was too big for a team that can't hit at all. So, lean under.
All right, next up, we've got the A's and Tigers. We've got Jacob Lopez for the A's, the lefty, and Jack Flaherty for the Tigers. Detroit minus 190, home favorites, 8.5 the total here in this game. You look at Jacob Lopez for the A's, numbers aren't great. He was better, actually, the last few starts, believe it or not, for the A's. But you did face Baltimore. You did face Kansas City. Actually pitched well against Houston. So there's one quality lineup in that mix. We'll see if he's able to pitch well again here against the Detroit Tigers. Tigers team that's really been hitting lefties like crazy lately. 330 team average, 8.6 runs per game against lefties in the last 10 games. And very good numbers overall for the season for the Detroit Tigers against lefties. So I'm not sold on Jacob Lopez having a good outing here tonight. I think Detroit can hit him. And you can't like what you're seeing from Jack Flaherty here in the last 2 starts against Tampa and Cincy. 15 runs, 11 hits in those 2 starts, 7 innings. So just racked in the last 2 starts, Jack Flaherty. So I think it's an over type of game here. I think Detroit can hit Lopez. Flaherty is certainly in poor form here the last couple of starts. I've seen 2 overs already here in this. Actually, 1 over. It was yesterday, 11-4. Flew over the total. Don't look now, too. Detroit. 10 straight overs, way under the radar. People not really paying attention to this right now, but 10 straight overs for the Detroit Tigers entering this game.
Damn.
So, yeah, I'm on over 8.5 here. C-Mac, A's, Tigers.
It's just tough for Lopez. I mean, he got off to a rough start a little bit, but his last 3 starts have been pretty good going through it. Yeah, only 1 earned run. He's gone 4, 6, and 6. And they're going to want him to go deep here. And he could. I just don't know. I mean, one thing with the Tigers, to get the overs, they've been hitting. Now, this is their best lineup a little bit. A few of their big lefties are out. But this team's number 1 against lefties. I mean, it seems like how do they not get to Lopez? And then a little bit they could get to the pen. So Flaherty's a little bit of the wild card. I think back home, this is a classic, I think, bounce back spot for him to pitch well. But, you know, the A's bats kind of been hit and miss. It'd kind of be a spot to maybe look to their team total over. Tigers over. I mean, they're under. A's over. Theirs over. So, because this number is big if you don't want to lay the 1.5 at home here on the run line.
Blue Jays and Guardians. We've got Mad Max Scherzer back in the Blue Jays rotation. It's been a while, but he makes his return here tonight. Gavin Williams for the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland minus 125, home favorites, 8 the total. Cashed a ticket with the Blue Jays. It was another very good night last night overall. Blue Jays were part of that. Well, we took them against Cleveland. They got the job done. I'd honestly lean to the Jays again here. The only concern is, what are we going to see from Scherzer? You know, he's not the Max Scherzer of his prime anymore. What's he going to deliver now? 40 years of age, this stage of his career. But if you're going to plunk him, just, you know, give him a soft landing back in this Toronto Blue Jays rotation, you could pick. There's not many better ways to come back into the rotation than facing a Cleveland team that just hasn't been hitting for the better part of the last week or two. Now, last night they did do a little bit of damage, but a lot of that was what I would call garbage time. You know, Blue Jays had a big lead, and, you know, the relief corps kind of gave up a few late runs that didn't matter. But I'm not really trusting the Cleveland lineup. But so they put Scherzer in a spot where maybe he can have some success. I'm not willing to bank on that, but certainly a lineup that hasn't been hitting consistently of late. And I don't trust Gavin Williams. I just don't. I've never really been on board with Gavin Williams, and never seen him or viewed him as a pitcher that I'd be looking to back start in and start out. I know the numbers aren't bad, 3.6 ERA, and he pitched well against San Francisco in his last outing, but he's really faced a lot of, you know, at times some feeble lineups. You know, the Blue Jays, you know, were able to get 7 hits off him when he faced them last year or back in May. Struggled in that game against the Blue Jays. So I lean Toronto. I like the over a little bit here at 8. Total's low enough. You know, it's still a very, very hot and humid conditions in Cleveland once again, just like last night where the ball was flying out of that park. So it could be another game where there's runs on the board. What do you think here, Toronto, Cleveland?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know what we get from Scherzer. Just a couple you know, starts down in minor leagues here. We went 4 1/3. You know, gave up 2, gave up nothing, and then that second game he had 8 Ks there. You know, this is a spot just because the Guardians just haven't really been hitting where he could look okay. Because I want to see the more of him. He obviously still has pretty good stuff, but I think at times you'll get big numbers maybe with him a little bit, and you could fade him. Gavin Williams, this is a spot a little bit better, like him here at home. There's a few Jays that have hit him. Nothing crazy. I think Vlad 2 for 6. Bichette. How about this guy? No power. Remember we ripped on him? He didn't have any home runs, and we woke him up. I knew it was us, man. I fucking knew it. Yep. As soon as I gave him the call, he saw hitting the books, and he's got a yard. But
we got to wake up. Yeah, exactly. C-Mac, I can't let C-Mac and Ian rip me all the time. I got to get going. Yeah.
True. I don't know. Jay's playing really good baseball. I think, though, this is kind of a Guardians. It's just their favorite here, minus 125. I just don't love it really at all. And if you look to, I think you looked at Kwan, maybe Ramirez, that can get to Scherzer, because that lineup's just been pretty cold. You know, Bo Naylor, these guys just haven't been getting it done. Nolan Jones, Lane Thomas, etc.
All right, next up, we've got the Braves and Mets. The problems continue for the New York Mets. That being said, they're on paper they have a pitching edge here. Clay Holmes against Fuentes here for the Atlanta Braves. We've got the Mets minus 140, home favorites, 9 the total in this game. Clay Holmes been pretty consistent. 3 runs is about the most he's given up in the majority of his starts. 2.86 ERA his last 5 starts. Pretty good numbers as well at Citi Field. I mean, it's all set up nicely for them to have a pitching advantage, because you can't trust Didier Fuentes pitching a lot like Daisy Fuentes right now. If you remember, we're old enough to remember Daisy Fuentes.
Daisy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did she date like Dave Justice in the 90s?
Oh, I think she was. No. She was hot stuff back in the 90s. I remember. She's in the 80s, 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
MTV VJ.
Pretty good to look at back in her day, no doubt. Well, this guy's pitching like Daisy would if she was on a big league mound. He's not been good. 4 runs, 6 hits, 5 innings in that start against Miami. It's not like Miami's got a daunting lineup or the most prolific lineup in baseball. So, I've been fading the Mets just game in and game out. And 2 times already in this series, I've been on Atlanta and cashed both times, including last night. It's a little more difficult to pull the trigger on Atlanta tonight, I will admit. But there's no fucking way I'm laying minus 140 with Mets. I don't care that Clay Holmes has got the pitching advantage. So still Braves are pass for me. C-Mac, what do you think here? Braves, Mets.
That's just a tough thing. I mean, you have a Mets team that's 1-12 or whatever they are, and their last 11 just haven't been very good. The lines, if this is the game here at home, it's like get to this kid, which I think they can. But yeah, the lines move too far. If you got the Mets, maybe early, maybe Mets -1, but you're taking a little chance with them to get going. Alonso just hasn't done a whole lot lately, even though he's still hitting 286. But I put this out. I put it on Twitter, on X, as I should say, the new thing. Juan Soto, I'm on his RBI. He's been a little bit better of late. I think this is a great matchup. He's not hit sack. I want him in the 3 hole here behind Lindor Nimmo. It's plus 155. I think we can cash that against this rookie. And hopefully we can get a few runs. But appreciate it. Give us a like. Give us a like or a retweet on the show, too. We'd appreciate it. That's all we ask for. Thank you. Shout out to the chat as well.
Yeah, we're getting close to 700, so we thank you guys for that. 700, yes. We're knocking on the door. I noticed that the little subscriber count's gone up a little bit the last few days, so appreciate that very much. All right, Yankees and Reds. We've got Max Fried, the lefty, for the Yankees, Brady Singer for the Reds. Yankees minus 210, road favorites, 9 the total in this game. How about the Reds here? And more so, how about the Yankees? I mean, they have had a real tough time, the last couple of weeks. It looked like they were getting back on track, winning 2 or 3 against Baltimore. But no, I think that's just Baltimore's no good because then they go to Cincinnati and they lose 2 games here, 6-1 and 5-4 last night to the Reds. So 0-2, looking to avoid a sweep here in this 3-game series. They got the right guy on the mound. Max Fried's been very consistent, very reliable. Other than one rough night against the Dodgers, he's been very, very good. But I can't lay this price with the Yankees. No way. Even in a spot where they're trying to avoid a sweep with Max Fried on the mound. Singer has actually pitched very well now the last 3 starts. 4 runs allowed in his last 17 innings against the Diamondbacks, Tigers, and Cardinals. Not bad lineups that he's faced. I had to, at this price, take a little shot with the Reds here. It's plus 180, guys. And the Yankees aren't hitting worth a damn right now at this point in time.
Balloon the price, yeah.
Yeah, I had to take Cincy here for a small bet because, look, it's a good spot for the Yankees to avoid a sweep. And Fried's obviously very good, but at this price, I thought Cincy was still worth a small shot. At least something. C-Mac, what do you think here? Yankees, Reds?
Yeah, I mean, the bat's just ice cold. Like Nick put, this was a close, could be like a small play for me. This is the closest. I just haven't bet it. I might just keep it real small. It's the under. How can you not? I know it's hot, that ballpark. We saw it. It was low scoring. Yankees got 3 early.
Straight Yankees unders, by the way, now. 13 in a row for the Yankees have gone under.
We have these 2 pitchers. I think Fried at some point is going to get hit a little bit. Can it be here? He had basically that one bad start against the Dodgers. He's just been super consistent. Singer's been really good at home, and the Yanks just – I was a little shocked. In this 9, there were some 9.5s. I want to double check here. Are they yeah, there's only 1 or 2 hanging now at Circa. But, I mean, yeah, it was under. I know these bullpens haven't been great, so I thought first 5, even the 4.5 to the under in this one. That's it. And, yeah, the Yankees, Fried's on the mound, but you're on the road. You can't score any runs. You're going dead under. And are they going to break out here? I mean, it's going to come. The one game that win over barely was 7-3, where they got that win. I forget when it was last week. But, I mean, man, it's just the runs have not been there. So, yeah, this is under for me. If I can get there, talking about it. I couldn't bet that one yet.
No, I think it's not betting an over in a game where a team's gone under in 13 straight. I'm just not doing that. All right, and they can't hit, and the Yankees continue to have issues consistently. All right, Rays and Royals. We've got Drew Rasmussen and Michael Waka Flocka Flame, the pitching matchup here. Tampa Bay -135, road favorites, 9.5 the total. This is nothing against Waka. Waka's been pretty good, pretty solid, but Rasmussen's been excellent, and he's got the better team around him, and the price is cheap again. So I'm on Tampa Bay again, just like last night. It was an easy winner with Tampa Bay last night. They have a good road record. They're one of the hottest teams in baseball going right now. I just see, I got -125. It's actually climbed a little bit since I got in, but -135 I think is still playable. I think the Rays are just undervalued. C-Mac, what do you think here? Rays, Royals.
They might be. I mean, they're red hot. I was on here. There's 9.5 too everywhere. I don't know. There's going to be a bunch of runs. This is another park where it's hot. Walkers, though, has been good at home, really all year long. The Rays have been hitting righties, though, like crazy. And Kansas City, a little bit, they won, 3 in a row against the Rangers. Now they've just dropped 3 in a row. I think this game could be competitive. Rasmussen, one thing, he's only had, I think, 3 road starts. This will be his 4th. 2 out of the 3 he's given up 4 runs. That was earlier a little bit in the year. So we'll see. Maybe he gets hit a little bit. I'm all the money, everything seems so fishy, this line here with Tampa Bay. I'd be a little bit leery of it. I think the Royals could be like.
Yeah, like I say, they could be because of Waka. Waka has pitched well for them, but that lineup stinks.
Waka
continues to be awful for Kansas City. What do they got? 4 runs in their last 3 games combined. That's not going to get it done offensively.
Maybe there's a bunch of runs. Yeah, it's tough. Maybe this is the game.
This total is not even 9. I put it as 9. It's not even 9 anymore. I'm seeing it going up to 9.5.
It's all 9.5. Yeah,
it's all weather related.
So you can get
a little wind blowing out, but still, 9.5 with a Kansas City. Total,
like you say, you got to hit it.
Yeah,
that's always the thing. Like you can hit it, then get it up in the air, then maybe. But if you're swinging this, it don't matter the fucking weather. But yeah, Jay Stone,
you're in trouble. Yep.
Oh, not at all. They're not doing any of the small things you need to do. Yeah, they need Jabu. Wake up the bats.
Yeah.
Need some hats for bats.
Yep, they do. They need to get something going. Speaking of needing to get going, this Minnesota Twins team, what a disgrace right now. What an abomination. Another loss last night. What's crazy is they were down 5-0. I'm on Seattle, and it was the best bet. They come back and they tie it with 5 unanswered runs. Castillo falls apart, I think, in the 4th inning or whatever it was, and it ends up 5-5. And here I am. Maybe finally I'm going to lose one, fading the Twins. And then Seattle both pitching staffs lock it down for a while. Seattle takes the lead in the top of the 9th, 6-5, and that's the game-winning run. They end up winning 6-5. So we cashed the best bet with Seattle. George Kirby on the mound for them tonight. Joe Ryan for Minnesota. Twins -130 home favorites. The total 7.5. I'm on Seattle again. You guys don't even have to question it or wonder what I'm doing here with this game. Now Kirby's been a little up and down, and a little bit rocky. I will admit that. Struggled early when he first rejoined the rotation, but he was really starting to get it going. 3 straight starts where he gave up 2 runs. He did get it around against the Cubs in his last start, but that was that series at Wrigley where the wind was blowing out. It was extreme hitting conditions at Wrigley last weekend, and I think George Kirby suffered because of it. I don't like the fact he's given up 7 home runs in his last 5 starts. He's definitely had some issues with the long ball, but Minnesota just can't get out of their own way. And Joe Ryan's pitched well enough, but they've lost even each of his last 2 starts. I went against Joe Ryan the last time he pitched against Milwaukee last weekend. I was on the Brewers in that entire series, and they swept that series. And I said, I don't even care that Joe Ryan's on the mound. The team's just a mess right now. And I took Milwaukee at a big plus number, and Milwaukee won that game 17-6. It made it look like it was Packers versus Vikings in that game.
All in the last 3 innings.
Yeah.
All the runs.
Yep.
That was one of the craziest games. I think it was 1-0 going in the 6th and ended up 17-6. You talked about.
Yeah, Milwaukee got 2 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, 5 in the 9th. in that 17 game against Minnesota. And that's another thing. This Minnesota bullpen, they can't do anything right now as far as getting outs. I mean, 8.92. Look at the comparison of the bullpens in the last 10 games. Minnesota's got an 8.92 bullpen ERA the last 10 games. Seattle's got a 1.06 bullpen ERA. So one bullpen's unhittable, Seattle, the last 10 games, and Minnesota is a gas can the last 10 games. So I'm on Seattle again here, plus 110. It's become the daily, fade the Twins, get paid. It's been this way for me for like a fucking week and a half straight, pretty much. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. C-Mac, what do you think here? Mariners, Twins.
It's always nice, too, with the bullpen. The Mariners are scoring a ton of runs. Now, there hasn't been any stress. That's always a good thing. But they do. They've been hitting the ball. Rodriguez is perked up a little. We all know Cal Raleigh. I mean, goddamn.
Luke Raley, man, he's hitting really good. He's
Raley
right now. Yep.
For sure. A lot of these guys have been good. All of a sudden, I don't think this game goes. I think that it's all this, the last hour just looks like rain, pretty heavy, which true. I didn't think it was.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was. So it wasn't one I was going to get involved with either. I can't take the Twins, even with Ryan on the mound. So I hope they play. I hope you get it.
Yeah, 70% chance of rain. So we'll see if this.
It's pretty.
This game
heavy lately.
Off the ground and or completed. All right, Cubs and Cardinals. Matt Boyd, the lefty for the Cubs. Eric Fetty for the Cardinals. We've got Cubs minus 160, road favorites, 8.5 the total. I like an over again with these two teams. I mean, we got 2 overs already in this series. Pretty easy, both of them. I think we'll probably see runs here. Now, Boyd's got good numbers. Boyd's 1.78 ERA his last 5 starts, 2.76 ERA for the season. Very, very good. But, what's also very good, especially of late, the Cardinals against lefties. 7.5 runs per game, and their batting average solid, against lefties. So it's one of these deals where I think the Cardinals could chip away enough, even though Matthew Boyd's been in pretty good form of late. Meanwhile, you look at Eric Fetty for the Cardinals, and, he's had a couple of shakier outings here in the last month or so. The Cubs have had a track record of doing pretty solid against Eric Fetty. He has given up 11 runs in 16 innings against the Cubs the last 3 times he's pitched against them, including twice last year. The Cubs scored 8 runs in 10 innings against Fetty when he faced them twice last year. So the Cubs have had some success here against Eric Fetty in the past. So I like the over 8.5 here. You might also want to maybe take a piece of the Cubs here, either -1 or Cubs team total over. Isolate that because I do think they have the offensive advantage, and I think they match up better with Fetty than maybe the Cardinals do with a red-hot Matt Boyd. So I do like the full game over, but I also chipped in a little Cubs team total over as well, 4.5 with that. C-Mac, what do you think here, Cubs Cards?
Yeah, and if you get the over, I mean, there's mostly 9s, but there are a few 8.5s, with a little bit of juice.
The whole series, we've been talking about it. Get the 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this could be 5-4. I'm telling you, 6-3, 7-2. There's been a lot of those with these series. And game 2, game 1, they did end up getting over by a couple. But I think the Cubs here lost 3 straight. Fetty is learned as he's gotten older. Vegas guy with UNLV has learned how to pitch better because he just doesn't have crazy put away stuff. But his changeups, curveball, he's gotten a lot better with it. He could still walk some guys, and I think that's where he could get in trouble with the Cubs. I think the Cubs, as much as this Cardinal bullpen's been all right, I still don't really trust them. They're middle of the road. Just in case, and the Cardinals, they have hit lefties better, but I just saw them get shut down against Abbott. What was that on Sunday? Yep. So Boyd could pitch well, but I think the Cubs, as much as that bullpen, I got the first 5 team total over 2.5. I got plus 110. I'm going to take it. I think the Cubs, give me the 5 innings here off Fetty. I think they get 3 runs. I love that plus price.
So there we go, a little first 5 team total, which has been something that C-Mac's gone to the well with a few times already of late. All right.
And so, as much as the -1, I mean, that's how you want to get great value too. I just get in this plus price. You're not laying a run just to get 3-3 games, shit like that. It's worked out great.
No doubt. That makes sense. All right, Phillies and Astros. Zach Wheeler in the sky keeps on turning. We got Zach Wheeler here for the Phillies, and we've got Colton Gordon, lefty here for the Astros. Philadelphia -160 road favorites, 7.5 the total in this game. I think it's a really good bounce back spot for the Phillies. The only question is, do you want to lay this on the road? Maybe, maybe not. But I think Wheeler probably pitches well. I mean, he's been really good. Like, he is definitely in the conversation for National League Cy Young right now. No question. With what we've seen out of Zach Wheeler, he's been very good, very solid overall. We'll see if that continues. Colton Gordon's numbers aren't bad. 4.15 ERA his last 5 starts. But the problem is, you look at the Phillies this season against lefties, 4.7 runs per game, 258 average, pretty solid. And the average is even better of late, 286 versus lefties. So Phillies, I think probably, we talk about how good the Astros can be against lefties. Now the Phillies get a chance to face a lefty here today. That being, of course, Gordon. And yes, they faced one yesterday in Valdez, but Valdez is a premium lefty. And he certainly showed it yesterday.
Yeah, it went on. It was dead under.
Yeah, Colton Gordon is not in that same category. So I think it's a Phillies spot. I did a Phillies -1. Phillies -1, full game run line here, -118. I think they get the job done, even up the series. C-Mac, Phillies Astros.
Yeah, the under yesterday we talked about. I under nothing here. I think Wheeler can be good enough in this game. This is 7.5. It could be close. I don't know if there's a ton. I do think the Phillies can get to Gordon. He's got pretty good stuff, but I think I talk about it, Schwarber being the only one, but Turner, look at Bone, Castellanos. I like him. That's why they have Sosa in. He really only hits lefties. It looks like Stott's in as well and Marsh, but they're all right against lefties. I think Phillies could get some here off them.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, next up, Dodgers and Rockies. We've got Chase Dollander here for the Rockies and Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Dodgers -340, home favorites, or not home, road favorites at Coors Field. 11 the total here in this game. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound here for the LA Dodgers. He has faced the Rockies 3 times in the past, once here at Coors Field. I guess the one start at Coors Field was okay last September.
He gave up a couple runs,
4 hits, 5 innings. That's pretty solid, actually, for this ballpark. But I don't love what I'm seeing from him lately. I mean, believe it or not, the Dodgers are 0-4 in his last 4 starts. That's right. The LA Dodgers, with a 49-31 overall record, are somehow 0-4 the last 4 times Yamamoto's taken the mound for them. So you want to lay -340, go for it. I'm not doing that. Not at all. And he's given up 8 runs in his last 11 innings. So I don't love the way his form is kind of going. And he's starting to give up home runs now. And he had that one start against San Francisco where his command, totally disappeared. And he gave up 5 walks against the Giants a couple of starts ago. So, yeah, maybe the Rockies can do a little something here against him. Meanwhile, we've got Dollander here for the Rockies. This kid eventually in time, I think, has got the potential to be solid, but he ain't there yet.
Yeah.
6.57 ERA. Yeah.
Can he do it real quick, though, Ben, being on the Rockies for the rest of his year? Maybe if he gets traded. I mean, it's just going to be tough, even if he becomes great.
Here's the thing with Dollander. He's had a couple of good road starts. He pitched okay against Texas on the road, pitched okay against Arizona, Miami, Washington on the road a couple of times. But here's the problem now with Dollander. Here at Coors, he's been crushed, absolutely crushed. Detroit did a number on him here. The Mets did a number on him here. And those were the 2 most recent home starts he's had. Atlanta got to him here in this ballpark. Washington, back in April, got, 5 runs in 4.2 innings against him at Coors Field. The Athletics, his very first home start, 4 runs, 7 hits, 5 innings here at Coors. I mean, he hasn't had one good outing, Dollander, here at Coors Field this season. So to me, this is wash, rinse, repeat. What I mentioned on the show yesterday with this game. You take Dodgers team total over 6.5, maybe full game over. I think you can go both ways here in this game. Once again, C-Mac, what do you think here? Dodgers, Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know I think this is just over. In the end, I take the over. I don't know with Yamamoto, like this is the spot where he gets, back going again. Could he go like he did, your last year, 5 2/3 and give up a couple? Yeah, but his command's been a little bit off. He's been walking a little bit more lately, and he's just been getting hit. He's been leaving more over the plate and giving up a few bombs. And Dollander, yeah, it's just the home has not been where the heart is, or whatever the saying is. It's been
that's good. It's been good saying though. Home is not where the heart is for Chase Dollander. His heart's been ripped apart at Coors Field. Yeah.
Definitely not. I think it's just over. I think Dodgers, even though the team total, of course, again, is crazy, just over. As the Dodgers bullpen gets more healthier, I think second half will be better, as Dodger bullpens year in and year out seem to. But they've been spotty, and the Rockies can just give it up late. So even if there's not a ton of runs early, I think you could get it late, and this gets over at the 11.
We've had a Richard Fitz, Dick Fitz implosion in the Red Sox.
I saw it a little bit. I know. We were talking. I was sorry. I said the only bet.
Apparently, yeah.
Dick is never fitting, at least not for now. I said that game was the Red Sox. I thought about them first 5, but I said I can't trust Dick Fitz. And Kikuchi's been really good at home. He gives up 2 early, and I was like, I think he's going to give up 2 or 3 here. And, there it goes.
Now he's settled down, and it's 4-2 Angels in the bottom of the 5th there in that game.
Angels looking for the sweep.
I know.
Yep.
Red Sox finally starting to play like a team that traded away Rafael Devers. It took a while, but finally it's starting to play.
It's tough. That lineup just isn't stacked, and they already have a few guys out. It just wait till Story gets hurt. I mean, it could be rough.
He's actually carrying them the last few games, believe it or not. He's been hitting.
Yeah, I think he got the hit today too, but I know, the last couple.
Yeah, and they need him right now, especially when they trade away the what was once heralded the future of the franchise, Rafael Devers to San Francisco. Speaking of Rafael Devers, holy shit, what a segue. Giants. To wrap things up here, hosting the Miami Marlins, San Francisco minus 230, home favorites, 7 being the total here in this game. This game I have nothing on, actually. It's rare for me to pass outright on many games, as you guys know, but Cabrera's been at least a little bit better. Obviously he had a terrible start to the season, no question. For the Miami Marlins. But if you actually look at the way Cabrera's been throwing lately, I mean, he's got a 1.46 ERA in the last 5 starts. He's been very, very good, very consistent for the Marlins. But the problem is he's going up against Logan Webb, and Logan Webb pitches like, Randy Johnson in his prime here in this ballpark in San Francisco. I mean, it's just been a thing with him for years. He just pitches lights out here in San Francisco. Look at the last start. 1 run, 7 innings against Cleveland in this park. 2 runs and 6 innings against Atlanta in this park. Shut out the Padres in 8 innings against them in this park. Logan Webb just dominates here. So pretty clearly you got to lean under in this game, or at least first 5 under with Cabrera's form. And obviously Webb is, dominant here in this park, time in, time again. C-Mac, what do you think here? Marlins, Giants.
Yeah, it's just the numbers you're getting is not great. There's 6.5s everywhere. Now I was a little shocked that there's 6.5s. I thought this was just going to stay at 7, all money on the under and the Giants. Yeah, the Giants at this price though, they just can't hit. They hit lefty, righties has been tough. We hit on it yesterday, and they didn't do anything. And Webb's been the stopper, after having that great game at home, which I thought he would. It's here too, because I go to the first 5 team total for the Marlins. The 1.5 minus 150. So 60, you basically have to take a half, or make a 1. I don't know. And then the full game 2.5 minus 120, I think, for the Marlins, because I think he's going to be good again in this game. I don't think he gives more than 2 runs, and that leads me to the full game kind of under as well until the Marlins starting to cool a little bit. Just they're hitting nothing crazy, but numbers have still been pretty good. But they were scoring a ton of runs, there for a while. So.
This might be a spot to trust the full, because you're not getting any value with the first 5 under. You should probably just take the full game under, because the bullpen numbers have actually been solid for both teams in the last 10 games. Giants 3.3
one thing with Giants
ERA,
been really good.
3.27 bullpen ERA for the Marlins in the last 10 games.
They've been better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
they were horrible to start the year.
They were. Yeah, they couldn't get outs consistently. So we both kind of agree runs at a premium there tonight in
if you get a 7, take the 7. There's some 6.5s. I think you could still stay under.
All right, Jack of the day. Any home run props you're liking for the card tonight?
Yeah, I hit on the Soto. I'm on the RBI plus 155. I think his homer is right around 350 there. There's a few. There's some really low ones because there's going to be a lot of runs in some of these games. But how about Ryan Castellanos? I'll give you this one. Plus 450. I think him or Bohm, he's plus 550. Versus the lefty, I think one of those guys goes deep. They're hit 3 and 4 in that Phillies lineup. I think that could be a good one there. And also, just to touch on the Cubs, I look at Tucker. PCA, I think could be really, really good. They're right around 4-1. One other in that game, just because the guy always cashes for me. It's a crazy price. And of course, it's Wheeler. That's why he is. But he's 10 for 24 with 4 doubles and a homer off him. His RBI is plus 255. Christian Walker, and the homer's plus 550. Just kind of a sneaky one. It's just Wheeler. Is he going to give up, a bunch of runs? But who knows? I think that one has some value. Looking for kind of a long shot, Christian Walker.
There you go.
You know what, too, Babano? He hasn't hit a home run this year off a lefty. Crazy. Because usually he's just all 10 of his homers have been off righties this year. Kind of a weird stat. Yeah.
That makes no sense because he usually hits that other side very well, but yet he hasn't homered against that side yet all year, which is bizarre. Bizarro world. No question about that. For me, for home run props, Cubs and Cardinals are a lot of what I'm targeting. PCA, I'm with everybody. I think Pete Crow Armstrong could go yard tonight against Fetty. I think it's a pretty good matchup there for him. Hap maybe as well against Eric Fetty. Seiya Suzuki for the Chicago Cubs. Contreras maybe for the Cardinals. There's a lot of good options, and Kyle Tucker's never a bad option for the Cubs. There could be some home runs there, in my opinion, in that game with those two teams. Dodgers and Rockies. Hunter Goodman maybe for the Rockies could be worth a shot there, in my opinion. Andy Pages actually ends up hitting what Dolander likes to throw quite a bit, so maybe he gets going for the Dodgers. Maybe he goes yard for them tonight in that one as well. That's actually about it. It's a lighter amount of opinions for me here with the home run card tonight. Yeah, Blue Jays and Guardians. Ramirez maybe for Cleveland. That's potential. We always talk about for the Blue Jays, Springer, Barger for the Blue Jays. Could be worth a look. No question.
I think you look Torkelson or Riley Green. Riley Green started, swinging a hot bat. Look for those off Lopez.
Yeah, Torkelson, Riley, Kerry Carpenter's another. So, there's a bunch you could go with there for the.
He's not in the lineup, but he'll be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as. I think he'll pitch it.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, no Kerry Carpenter tonight. But yeah, Torkelson's a good choice for that because I do think Tigers can hit Jacob Lopez there in that A's game there tonight. All right. Best bets. Let's stay hot with these. It's been a good week as far as these are concerned. Best bets for this Wednesday. C-Mac, what do you got for best bet?
Yeah, I was going to go with this under, but let's give the plus money instead. Cubs, first 5, team total, over 2.5, plus 110. You're getting to Fetty. My guy Fetty, get out of here. Fetty Wap. Rip him.
There you go. I like it. Cubs first 5, team total for Connor Mack for best bet. Best bet for me for this card. Let's see what we're going to go with here. Let's do. Gosh, that's actually tough. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays and Guardians over 8. I'm going to go with that. It went over the total last night. I'm going to go with that one. I think we see runs in that one just because I don't know what we're going to get from Scherzer, and I'm not a big fan of Gavin Williams. To be honest with you, neither of these bullpens has been as good lately either for these two respective teams. So Jays and Guardians, we'll go over the total there, over 8 with Toronto, Cleveland for best bet. Shout out to the chat, Jstone9, Lucky Power, Robert Carlson, Joey Moses, Newfie Codfather. Appreciate all you guys joining us here. GNL Photo, Daryl Turner, HB Sports Video. Appreciate all you guys joining us here. Spoons Bets, Morgan Spooner. We can see him as well on Jimmy the Bag Show. I'll be on with Jimmy the Bag tomorrow. Thursday's my day each week, so I'll be on tomorrow at noon Eastern time. We'll do that's all baseball. Well, no, CFL obviously. I'll talk CFL with Jimmy tomorrow.
How many games? How many CFL games?
Well, it's 4 every week. 4 games every week. 19,
is there a 4 every week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I like the way they schedule it. This is a beautiful schedule for the CFL this week. They got a game Thursday night, a game Friday night, a game Saturday night, a game Sunday night.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Football every night there with the CFL. That's how you schedule it. But yeah, we'll be talking CFL and just a portion of the MLB tomorrow with Jimmy on the show. So make sure you tune in because we have no hitting the books, as you guys know, on Thursdays. So make sure you join me for that tomorrow. Andrew G, Jorge Herrera, appreciate everyone here. Brian Elfring, Real Madrid Doge, Oldie. Like I said, everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys joining us. Hit Matt the Bat. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Hit the like button. We're close to 700 subscribers, so we thank you all for that as the subscriber numbers continue to go up for the channel, which we love to see. There you go. We're off tomorrow. We'll see you again on Friday. For CMAC, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You know what? Actually, now that I think of it, unless CMAC's going solo on Friday, we won't be doing a show Friday because I got the Ticats. It's a Ticat home game night. First Friday night home game of the season. It's a Ticats game. I'll be gone by 5 p.m. Eastern. So
I'll go solo then maybe.
All right, I'll set up the link there for CMAC, and if he wants to run a quick
I'll
show,
get in the stream here. Yeah,
there you go. So I won't be here. CMAC will. So make sure you tune in on Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for Hitting the Books. That's it. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.